Why your problems keep coming back and how to end them for good. Understanding the hidden cycle of problems. Life feels heavy sometimes. You try your best, you work hard, you stay patient, yet the same problems return again and again. Money stress comes back. The same relationship pain repeats. You feel stuck in the same job. The same fears visit your mind at night. You ask yourself one question: why does this keep happening to me? This question is human, but it is also the wrong starting point. Problems do not return because life hates you. Problems return because something inside you is asking to be seen. This is not punishment. This is communication. Life speaks through patterns. When you ignore the message, the pattern repeats. Most people try to escape problems. They change jobs, they change places, they change people. They distract themselves, but the problem travels with them because the problem is not outside, it is inside the response. This is the first truth you must understand. You cannot end a problem you do not understand. Many people believe problems are bad. They think problems mean failure. They think problems mean weakness. This belief is false. Problems are teachers. They show you where you are stuck. They reveal what you have not learned yet. They point to growth waiting to happen. Think about a child learning to walk. The child falls many times. Falling is not failure. Falling is feedback. Life works the same way. When a problem repeats, it is life saying one thing: look here. But most people look away. They blame others. They blame time. They blame luck. They blame the world. Blame feels good for a moment, but it steals your power. When you blame, you give control away. When you blame, you stop learning. And when learning stops, problems stay. This is why problems come back. They come back because the lesson is still active. They come back because the wound is not healed. They come back because the habit is not changed. Let us slow down and look deeper. Every repeated problem has three roots: awareness, emotion, and action. If one of these is missing, the cycle continues. Most people skip awareness. They rush to action. They say, just tell me what to do. But action without awareness is blind. Imagine driving in fog. You press the gas harder. You think speed will help. But speed without vision creates danger. This is how people live: busy, fast, confused. They do more, but they understand less, and problems return. Awareness is the light. Without light, you repeat the same road. The first step to ending any problem forever is acceptance. Acceptance is not weakness. Acceptance is clarity. It means saying one sentence honestly: this is happening in my life right now. No excuses, no denial, no hiding. Most people fight reality. They say, this should not be happening. But reality does not listen to complaints. Reality only responds to understanding. When you stop fighting reality, your energy returns. When you accept what is, your mind becomes clear. Clarity is power. You cannot solve what you refuse to face. Think of a doctor. A doctor cannot heal a wound without looking at it. Covering it does not help. Ignoring it does not help. Looking at it hurts, but healing begins there. Your problems are wounds asking for attention. Not shame, not judgment, attention. This is why acceptance is the door. When you accept the problem, you stop running. When you stop running, you stop feeding fear. Fear grows when you avoid. Fear shrinks when you face. Facing does not mean solving everything today. Facing means being honest today. Honesty is the first victory. Many people are tired because they are fighting themselves. They know something is wrong, but they pretend everything is fine. This inner conflict drains energy. When you say, yes, this is my challenge, something changes. Your body relaxes. Your mind softens. You feel stronger, not because the problem disappeared, but because you stopped lying to yourself. Truth creates strength. Once acceptance happens, the second root appears: emotion. Problems repeat because emotions repeat. The same fear, the same anger, the same guilt, the same insecurity. Emotions are not enemies, but unmanaged emotions are dangerous. When emotions control you, you react. When you react, you repeat patterns. Reaction is automatic. Reaction is old programming. Response is conscious. Response is new choice. Most people live in reaction. Something goes wrong, they panic. They overthink. They imagine the worst. The mind becomes noisy. Thoughts run fast. Clarity disappears. A noisy mind cannot solve problems. Trying to solve problems while emotional is like trying to see through smoke. The more emotional you are, the bigger the problem looks. The calmer you are, the smaller it becomes. This is not magic. This is psychology. A calm mind sees options. A stressed mind sees threats. Problems return because people try to fix them while stressed. Stress creates poor decisions. Poor decisions create new problems, and the cycle continues. This is why calm is not a luxury. Calm is a skill. You must learn to pause. When something triggers you, stop. Do not speak. Do not decide. Do not react. Breathe. Step back. Create space. Space breaks patterns. Even a few minutes of calm can change everything. When emotions settle, intelligence wakes up. You begin to see clearly. You begin to think logically. Now solutions appear. This is why many people say, "I knew the answer later." Later, when emotions were gone. Learning to calm your mind is learning to end problems. The third root is action, but not action for show, not action from fear, action from clarity. Many people take action to escape pain. They rush, they force, they push. But forced action breaks things. Right action flows. Right action comes from understanding. This is why problems repeat. People act without learning. They change the surface, but not the root. They say sorry, but do not change behavior. They quit jobs, but keep the same mindset. They leave relationships, but carry the same wounds. The location changes, the problem stays, because the lesson was skipped. Life does not care how busy you are. Life cares what you understand. If you do not learn, life repeats the lesson, not to hurt you, to help you. This is the hardest truth to accept. Life is not against you. Life is training you. When you see problems this way, fear disappears. You stop asking, "Why me?" You start asking, "What now?" This question is powerful. What now leads to action. Why me leads to pain. Ending problems forever begins with a shift in identity. You stop seeing yourself as a victim. You see yourself as a learner. Learners grow. Victims repeat. You cannot control everything that happens, but you can control how you learn. Learning is the real solution. When learning happens, patterns break. This is why some people face hard lives but stay peaceful. They learn fast. Others live easy lives but suffer deeply. They resist learning. Resistance creates repetition. Acceptance creates release. In this first part, remember one thing. Problems return because lessons are waiting. When you listen, the problem changes. When you learn, the problem leaves. Part 2. Breaking the pattern and rewriting your response. Now you understand one truth. Problems repeat because lessons are not learned. This understanding is powerful, but understanding alone is not enough. Awareness opens the door. Action must walk through it. In this part, you will learn how to break the pattern, not by force, not by pressure, but by changing how you respond. Most people try to change their lives from the outside. They chase new jobs, new places, new people, but the same inner habits follow them. Real change always starts inside. A problem does not live in events. It lives in reactions. If your reaction stays the same, the problem returns. Think of life like a mirror. It does not change until you change. This is why blaming others never works. Blame gives temporary relief, but it blocks growth. When you say it is their fault, you stop asking better questions. Better questions create better lives. Instead of asking who caused this, ask what part of me is being tested. This question is not about guilt, it is about power. Power returns when responsibility appears. Responsibility does not mean everything is your fault. It means everything is your response. You cannot control people. You cannot control timing. You cannot control accidents. But you can control your next move. This is where most people fail. They wait for life to change first. They say, when things improve, I will be calm. But life waits for you to change first. Calm comes before solutions, not after. When you stay calm under pressure, patterns weaken. The same trigger no longer controls you, and when the trigger loses power, the problem dissolves. To break any pattern, you must slow down. Speed hides truth. Silence reveals it. Take a moment and look at your repeating problem. Do not judge it, do not fix it yet. Just observe it. Ask 3 simple questions. When does this problem appear? What emotion appears with it? How do I usually react? These questions expose the pattern. Patterns survive in darkness. Awareness brings light. You will notice something important. The same emotion appears every time. Fear, anger, shame, insecurity. Emotion is the engine of repetition. If you do not learn to sit with emotion, it controls you. Most people escape emotion. They scroll, they eat, they drink, they stay busy. Distraction delays healing. Emotion does not disappear when ignored. It waits, and it returns stronger. This is why problems feel heavier over time. The lesson was postponed. To end a problem, you must do something brave. You must feel what you have been avoiding. Feeling is not weakness. Feeling is processing. A processed emotion loses power. An unprocessed emotion repeats. Sit with the feeling. Breathe with it. Let it rise. Let it fall. You will survive it. Most fears are louder in imagination than in reality. When you allow emotion to pass through you, clarity follows. Now you are ready for the next step. Small actions. Big problems feel impossible because people try to solve them all at once. The mind shuts down when overwhelmed. Overwhelm creates paralysis. This is why people stay stuck. The solution is simple. Break the problem into small pieces. Do not ask, how do I fix my life? Ask, what is one small step today? One call, one message, one honest conversation, one new habit. Small steps change identity. When you take one small action, you tell your brain something new. I am capable. Capability builds confidence. Confidence breaks patterns. Waiting for motivation does not work. Action creates motivation. This is why consistency beats intensity. A small action done daily is stronger than a big action done once. Patterns are broken through repetition of new behavior. Old problems fade when new habits grow. This is not exciting, but it works. Most people want fast results. Fast results are fragile. Slow growth is strong. This is why patience is not optional. Impatience creates shortcuts. Shortcuts recreate problems. Patience allows integration. When you rush change, you carry old wounds into new situations. Then the problem returns. Life is not in a hurry. It moves in seasons. Seeds need time. You cannot force growth, but you can support it. Support yourself by staying present. Notice progress, even small progress. Progress builds trust. Trust calms fear, and calm allows wisdom to guide action. Another reason problems return is isolation. People try to solve everything alone. They think strength means silence. This belief is dangerous. Isolation magnifies problems. Connection shrinks them. Another person can see what you cannot, not because they are smarter, but because they are not inside your emotion. Perspective is powerful. Asking for help does not make you weak. It makes you efficient. Every great person had guidance, mentors, friends, teachers. Support is part of growth. When you share your struggle, shame dissolves. Shame keeps problems alive. Light ends shame. One honest conversation can save years of pain. Do not wait until things break completely. Ask early. This is wisdom. Now there is one more shift that changes everything. You must change how you see time. Many people say this should be solved by now. This thought creates pressure. Pressure creates resistance. Resistance creates suffering. Healing has its own rhythm. Growth cannot be rushed. You are not late. You are learning. When you stop fighting time, you stop fighting life. This peace accelerates solutions. Problems leave when they are no longer needed. They stay only while they teach. When the lesson is learned, repetition ends. Not because life becomes easy, but because you become wiser. The same situation appears, but you respond differently. That is victory. Ending problems forever does not mean life without challenges. It means life without the same pain repeating. Part 3. Turning lessons into lasting strength. Now you are close to the end of the cycle. You have seen the pattern. You have felt the emotion. You have changed your response. This is where real transformation happens. Many people reach this point and stop. They understand their problems, they take some action. But later, the problem returns again. Why? Because understanding is not integration. Integration is when a lesson becomes part of who you are. Knowledge lives in the mind. Wisdom lives in behavior. When behavior changes, the lesson stays. This is the final step to ending problems for good. You must live the lesson. Not once, not when it is easy, but every day. Life tests what you learn. It brings similar situations, similar people, similar pressure. Not to punish you, to see if the lesson is real. If you respond the old way, the test repeats. If you respond the new way, the pattern breaks. This is how life works. This is why some people grow quickly. They pass the test the first time. Others repeat the same class for years. Not because they are weak, but because they avoid consistency. Consistency is quiet power. It does not feel dramatic. It does not look exciting, but it changes everything. To integrate a lesson, you must build new identity. Identity is the story you tell yourself. I am unlucky. I always fail. People always leave. These stories create reality. The mind looks for proof, and life provides it. To end repeating problems, the story must change. Instead of, "This always happens to me," say, "I am learning how to respond differently." This sentence shifts your role. You are no longer trapped, you are training. Training requires repetition, and repetition builds strength. Your problems are not proof of failure, they are proof of progress. Every time you notice the pattern faster, you are winning. Every time you pause before reacting, you are winning. Every time you choose a calmer response, you are winning. Victory is not the absence of struggle, it is the presence of awareness. Another key to integration is boundaries. Many problems return because boundaries are weak. You say yes when you mean no. You stay silent when you should speak. You accept behavior that hurts you. Then you feel angry, but you blame life. Life is reflecting what you allow. Boundaries are not walls. They are clarity. They show others how to treat you. When you respect your limits, problems change form. People either adjust or they leave. Both outcomes bring peace. Boundaries protect energy. Energy is life. Without energy, growth stops. Another reason problems return is fear of discomfort. Growth always feels uncomfortable. The mind prefers familiar pain to unfamiliar change. This is why people stay in bad situations. The pain is known, the future is unknown. But staying is also a choice, and every choice has a cost. Short-term comfort creates long-term pain. Short-term discomfort creates long-term freedom. Ending problems forever requires courage. Not big courage, daily courage. Courage to speak, courage to stop, courage to rest, courage to let go. Letting go is powerful. Some problems return because you are holding on. Old stories, old anger, old guilt. Holding feels safe, but it keeps you stuck. Release creates space, and space invites new solutions. Forgiveness is not forgetting. Forgiveness is freedom. It releases emotional weight. When emotional weight leaves, clarity returns. This is why some people solve problems after letting go. The mind becomes light. A light mind moves faster. Another essential element is faith. Faith is not belief without reason. Faith is trust in the process. Trust that effort matters. Trust that growth is happening even when you cannot see it. Faith calms impatience. Without faith, people quit early. They think nothing is changing, but change is often invisible before it becomes visible, like roots under soil. When roots are strong, the tree grows tall. Your patience strengthens roots. This is why rushing destroys growth. Now let us talk about meaning. Problems lose power when they gain meaning. Pain without meaning feels unbearable. Pain with meaning becomes purpose. When you understand why you are growing, you endure more. This is how people survive hardship. They connect pain to purpose. Your problems are shaping you. They are building patience, discipline, strength. Without pressure, diamonds do not form. This does not mean you seek pain, it means you respect it. Respect turns pain into wisdom. Wisdom turns problems into guidance. Guidance leads you forward. At some point, you will notice something beautiful. The problem no longer scares you. It may still exist, but it does not control you. You respond with calm. You act with clarity. This is freedom. Freedom is not a perfect life. Freedom is a steady mind. A steady mind can handle anything. This is the final truth. Problems do not end when life changes. Problems end when you change. When you change, life responds. Not immediately, not magically, but surely. One day you will look back. You will see how far you have come. The problem that once felt endless is gone. Not because it disappeared, but because you outgrew it. You became stronger, calmer, wiser, and life moved on. This is how problems end for good. Not through force, not through luck. Through awareness, through responsibility, through patience, through courage. You were never broken. You were learning. And now you know how to learn faster. When the next problem comes, and it will, you will not fear it. You will recognize it. You will ask one question. What is this here to teach me? And with that question, the cycle breaks. Your life moves forward. not perfectly, but powerfully. And that is enough. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to Self-Study Every Day for more helpful lessons. Leave a comment and tell me what you want to learn next.